This is the HOVSCO Hov Beta Folding e-bike. And at first glance, it looks a little unassuming. But let me tell you, this thing is a beast and is crazy nice. And guys, don't forget, if you've got one of these like portable power stations kicking around and a solar panel or two, put them to good use and let the power of the sun recharge your bike. So then it literally costs you nothing to go places. This setup right here is super cheap and completely recharges that. No problem at all, especially on a beautiful sunny day like today. And you could even add an additional solar panel or whatever. Getting the accessory cargo rack back here, it works exceptionally well as a solar panel stand as well. A lot of you have these power stations and stuff just kicking around. You have them for emergency preparedness and camping and stuff, but the times that you're not needing them for that, a lot of the time they just sit there not being used. Might as well use them. It takes quite the effort to ship something like this. Looks like everything's very well packaged. So you're going to get a couple of different parts and pieces that you'll need to assemble yourself. The bulk of the bike is assembled. The keys to unlock the battery compartment right here are zip tied to the handlebars. And they really send you everything. This little pouch right here is full of all kinds of little tools that you'll need to assemble and maintain the bike, which is awesome. I was not expecting to see this, but this is a little foot pump, so you can inflate the tires, which is pretty awesome. I totally love the red color. It helps that red is my favorite color, but boy, that's a nice looking color. I am shocked at the quality that this bike brings for the price you pay. Very, very impressive. Now, I did get some of the additional accessories like the fenders, the rack back here. I would highly, highly recommend the rack because then you can get yourself this sweet tail light. So watch this, I'm going to squeeze the brake, and I don't know if you can see, but the tail light flashes red. And when I release, it stops flashing. I'm going to squeeze it again, and it starts flashing again. It's very nice. These really nice hydraulic disc brakes. It's like it's Radius brand. So happy they have a kickstand. I've always been a fan of kickstands. The drivetrain for the gears here is Shimano, so nice name brand stuff. Nice touch on the guard right here, so your pant leg doesn't get caught up in the chain as readily. You can obviously adjust the seat. This is your folding lever. I'm going to demonstrate how to fold it here in a minute. Then check out the nice shocks here on the front. You can adjust it and lock them down if you want so that they don't absorb shocks, and then your adjustment point for it is right over here. I really like the design of the wheels too. It's very sleek and modern with the limited spokes. And of course, you have a nice hydraulic disc brake on the front wheel. This is to fold the handlebar, which again I'm going to show here in a minute. And then look at the nice cable management. This came from the factory, so cables just exit this little port right here and come up, and then they're wrapped with this very nice cable wrap. There's a cable tie here, a couple of ties up here, but really for the quantity of cables that need to be run for an e-bike, they really did a nice job keeping them clean and tidy. There is a front headlight as well as a front reflector. The headlight is activated simply by pressing and holding this headlight button, and you've got a headlight. The grips are really nice and ergonomic, very easy to squeeze the brakes. You do have adjustment on the brakes. On the left side here, this button right here is your throttle, and then this is your control pad for the screen, and I'm going to see if I can get into a different lighting and frame rate and stuff so that the screen isn't flashing like that. That's messed up with the frame rate of the camera. So you can increase your pedal assist with plus, decrease it with the minus, and then your power button, as well as cycling through your current trip mileage or kilometers, and then your overall odometer, how many miles the bike has traveled total. And then we've got controls for the gear shifting right here. So you got your state of charge indicator. Each light is 20% increments. However, I have noticed once it gets down to, say, like the last 2 bars, they tend to go a lot faster than the first 3 bars. And then if we hit the plus button over here, you'll see the pedal assist number increases, and that runs all the way through 5. Does not go any higher than that. Obviously, your speed. And then there's your current trip indicator, and I've already been riding this a little bit, so far we've got 63 miles on the odometer. And you just do a quick push on the power button. Completely power the bike down, press and hold the power button, and you will see that it powers down. This big black thing is obviously the battery, and it's locked in, so you just take the keys that come with the bike, unlock it, and then it simply pulls out. And on this end, there's this little button you can push, and it gives you a indication of battery health. And then obviously on the bottom side here, we've got the contacts to get the power out of the battery. This little weatherproof cover opens to reveal a barrel port connector to charge the battery. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it is a 48 volt battery. It's 15 amp hours, so a total of 720 watt hours, and it uses 21700 battery cells. Let me show you how to fold this bike. First, I would highly recommend removing the battery. That just eliminates some weight from the bike. So first, let me show you how to fold the pedals. Simply push in and push down, and the pedal will fold up. Then down here, there's this safety latch right here. You got to pull that, and then you can unlatch it. And then I like to leave the handlebars in place still until I fold up the main part of the bike, and then I'll fold the handlebars after. So then I simply come over here, and you can see why keeping the handlebars unfolded is convenient for this aspect. Now, Be careful because there are wires down here, and unfolding and folding can pinch them. So exercise caution as you unfold and fold things so that you do not stress anything. I'll get you a closer up look at this so you can see what I'm talking about. Now there's a piece of metal right here that allows you to rest it on the ground like that. Fold it back like that. So here are these wires, and they are very, very tight. So definitely exercise some caution as you fold and unfold this. I think that could potentially be the weakest point in the bike, especially where there's like a connector right here and another one down here is not just continuous cables. So you could definitely be putting some stress on those connection points right there. And now that the bike is folded, we can fold down the handlebars. The way that works is we push this up right here and we pull this out, and you can see the handlebar immediately drops down. So here's the bike fully folded. This fits in the back of a Honda CR-V beautifully when it's folded up like this. So it's very, very easy to transport in a small car, and you don't need a giant bike rack or anything like that, which is very, very nice. So the HOVSCO app is pretty simple and straightforward. On the main screen here, after you connect via Bluetooth, and it only connects via Bluetooth, so you do have to be within a couple of feet range of the bike, but you can track your distance here if you so desire. Coming down here and hitting the guy on the bike, this you can get a little more stats. You can see your state of charge, you can see the duration of your ride, and you can see how many miles you've gone. Up here on the gear icon, I notice that this top stuff changes as I scroll here, so anyway, basically it's just configuring your dashboard here. Coming down here to the next button. This kind of keeps track of ranks and stuff for people around you and different things. Anyway, coming down here to the little person. This gives you kind of a dashboard of some other things. You can join in with their network of people, which would probably then give you access to this stuff, which I'm not going to do at this point. And then this is where you can unlock the Class 3 bike mode, which is the only way to go. Let's test the braking power of this bike. Nice. So that was emergency braking performance. We did use both brakes, going at about 20 miles an hour. Very good braking performance on the HOVSCO Hov Beta Folding e-bike. Okay, let's take this bike for a ride. We're going to use pedal assist 3. We are fully charged. I'm suspicious that this odometer may be slightly off. So what we're going to do is use this odometer app. We'll just compare it. This may not be the most accurate either, but the main goal is to just ride this bike until we basically run out of battery or get really close to it and see approximately how far we've been able to drive, as well as test out its capabilities. So with that said, here we go. I love the torque sensor. It is so nice. Feels very natural. First thing I want to test is max speed. So we're on this nice straight path. Let's just throttle it full power. We'll just see if we can reach 28 miles an hour under throttle. 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. So it does reach 28 miles an hour. And now we're just doing standard pedal assist. I am on gear 7. It would be really nice if there was a little higher gearing for this bike. You do have varying throttle, so you don't have to max it, but it is pretty sensitive. So throttling the bike can make it go substantially faster than you can pedal. And if I pedaled as fast as I can get it to 20 or more, but it is very vigorous, fast pedaling. This road is a little rough, but the shocks are doing a great job. A little bouncy on the back end, but not terrible. But some kind of bike seat with a suspension on it would be ideal. The front suspension works really well. Okay, let's throttle it. The torque it provides is unreal. got some fantastic torque. There's nothing quite like the feeling of pushing that throttle. Just an observation, I don't know if you noticed how quickly the first bar dropped off. That's pretty typical. You'll see that it lasts for a very, very long time with just 4 bars, or at least for a considerable amount of time. We're about to hit some serious hills coming up. I love the torque sensor. If you can't tell, it's just so natural to pedal, and it just assists you. The camera doesn't do anything justice as far as showing you the hill, but we're climbing a very steep hill very effortlessly. All right, let's check braking performance. This is a steep hill. A piece of cake. More braking performance. This is another very steep decline. Brakes are holding me back just great. No problem. See those mountains up there? We're headed to the foothills right now. It just makes riding like this kind of path, I don't know if you can see ahead of us, but that would look pretty daunting without an e-bike. But yeah, this thing's cruising up at 14 miles an hour. Now granted, I'm helping, pedal assist 3, right? But it's a far, far cry from how I would feel right now if I didn't have an e-bike. We're only like 3 or 2 dots away from max assist trying to climb this. Makes it so much more enjoyable. I'm still getting a little workout, but it's not a super heavy one. I went ahead and downshifted here. So this part is pretty steep. We made it to the top. We're in the foothills of the mountains, as you can see here. And we got a nice view of the valley. All right, now let's do some downhill riding. Don't know if you'll be able to see, but so far we're 6.5 miles in. This odometer app on the phone is saying 5.85 miles, so there's a little discrepancy. We just hit 30. Under full throttle. 26, 27, 28, 29. Once again, it'd be really nice if it was geared higher, because I'm pedaling really fast. Now I'm going 17 miles an hour, but it'd sure be nice if I could just kind of cruise in a slightly higher gear with a little pedal assist still. 10.5 miles in, and I went up to the top of the foothills of the mountain, and as you saw, that was a major hill climb, and then obviously I came down, but we still have 4 bars remaining. Let's do a small torture test here. So I'm sure it can't come across in the video, but we've got an insanely steep hill in front of us right here. So let's see if this HOVSCO e-bike is able to take us up. Throttle only. All right, here we go. Get it started here. Okay, throttle only. Grass, steep hill. It's struggling. It's struggling. 4 miles an hour. 4. Still going 3. It did it. I don't know. Maybe you can get an idea for how big the hill is from this vantage point. But that is major. It struggled to get up that hill, but it did it. 3 miles an hour. but it did it 100% under throttle. Let's just check, see if the motor's hot at all. It's warm, but it's not hot. No, it wasn't a crazy long haul up that hill, but very impressive that it had enough juice to do that, that the battery had enough amperage to feed the motor to climb that hill. Very, very impressive. Okay, we're gonna try a new angle. It didn't look like the GoPro was on its wide angle, so hopefully you can see things maybe slightly better. 10.6 miles in, let's keep going. All right, I'm just gonna do some throttling back through this park quick. No pedaling. Testing the brakes on dirt. Seems to work really good. So this is where the fat tires really come into play on dirt like this, because they don't have as much pressure in them and they distribute the weight in a wider fashion. So they have a lot more traction on this kind of hill. This is a big hill. I just cruised right up it. Didn't lose any traction whatsoever. All things considered, the bike seat is pretty darn comfortable. Even though it doesn't have any kind of, suspension or anything, it is really quite comfy. Okay, we're just throttling right now. I'll tell you what, when you come to a stoplight like this, it's so nice to have the pedal assist kick in and help you get up to speed. Okay, 17.2 miles according to this odometer, and we only have 3 bars left. I've discovered that the last 2 bars go pretty quick, so once I lose this 3rd bar, I'm going to start heading back towards where I started. But for now, let's keep riding. I gotta find a better shade spot so that this isn't flashing, but the battery just died and we're recording 31.7 miles on this odometer. By contrast, the app here is saying 28.27, so there's a, 3 mile-ish discrepancy? Somewhere really, really close to 30 miles on the dot. That's with me doing some pedal assist, some throttle, some flat, some really steep uphill, a lot of downhill. So anyway, a nice mixture of terrains. That one torture test on the hill, but I got nothing. No power anymore to the pedals or anything, so thankfully I'm very close to home. So I will pedal the rest of the way under my own power. Well, back home sweet home. I believe they claim on their website that it can do 40 miles of range. I think that's maybe a little optimistic. Maybe on perfectly flat, just cruising, you could probably get 40 miles. But going up hills and whatnot, I was doing a lot of pedal assist. Granted, I did have it on 3, not 1. But anyway, got 30-ish miles on one charge. Just finished the range test on this battery. It's completely dead. You can see that right here, just the red light is on. So we're gonna use the charger that obviously came with the bike. I'm gonna plug it in. The light on the charger turned red. And we're going to start a stopwatch. And we're gonna see how long it takes to recharge from dead to full. Okay guys, the charger light is green. So the battery is fully recharged. So from dead to full, it took just shy of 5 hours, 4 hours and 48 minutes. Guys, I just discovered the coolest feature that this bike has. Let's say you're walking, you need to walk your bike and you want some assist from the motor. Look how cool this is. You just push and hold the minus button. Did you see that? How the bike just kind of took off? So it runs at about 1 mile an hour and it will walk the bike by itself, so to speak. This bike has a 15-day return policy as well as a 2-year manufacturer warranty. And HOVSCO has a whole network of bike dealers across the country who can provide service and support for their bikes. Okay guys, sound off down in the comments and let me know what you think of this e-bike. I'm totally in love with it. HOVSCO has really done a nice job with it. And I hope that came across in this video. So be sure and check out the link down below, and that way you can see about getting your own HOVSCO e-bike. Trust me, from someone who didn't have an e-bike until now, you're going to love it. Don't forget to do the 5 free things: like, comment, share, subscribe, and hype. That really helps my videos with the YouTube algorithm, and I try really hard to bring valuable free content to you. So if you'd consider reciprocating and do those 5 free things in return for me, I would sure appreciate it. All of you stay safe, and we'll catch y'all next time.